We can all agree one of the most essential things when you're hiking outdoors is the map. It could look like this, or maybe one of these apps that I usually use. But the problem is you get tired of pulling your map out every 5 minutes, especially when the trail keeps changing. So I thought, what if the map was always within the reach, or better, on your wrist? That's how I end up getting my first ever smartwatch, to find out does it really make a difference for hiking, running and everything in between. And today we are going to find out if you really need one. So let's begin. Here we are using the Amazfit Balance 2 because I'm poor, because I'm not sponsored yet. But what I really like about this watch is because it still looks like a normal watch with a light crown and a physical button for easy navigation. The body is made of aluminium with a sapphire crystal display, surprisingly tough and premium for the price of 300 euros. You also get a quick release strap so you can swap them depending on whether you're hiking or more classy look. Now back to what really matters. How do you use it for navigation? In this model, you don't have an option to plan the route like Garmin or T-Rex Pro, so you have to load them via phone. That just takes a minute. You have to download the hike route in GPX file available in all hiking portals. Then you have to open it using the Zepp app, save it and send it to your device. Once you press the activity tab and scroll to hiking, then it shows under your hiking settings in My Route. From here you can select the preview of some of the parameters like the trail, altitude, slopes and set up the course direction. And once you jump on the hike, you have the basic tracking, live view of the map visible. And back to the hike. This does gives you a turn-by-turn navigation, and there is a vibration alert if you have to go left and right if you're not paying attention to the trail. But if you know the trail, the vibration is kind of irritating, so you can also turn it off. And some info and photo points, even the really small one. When we are talking about the outdoors features, we have the barometer and altimeter that are based upon GPS. We also have this compass over here which shows you the altitude and also the air pressure. But one really cool thing is if you click this scale, it will actually show you how much you are rotating. Then we have a Spi O2 meter, which normally checks your blood oxygen. Really useful if you are doing a high altitude hike. A thermometer, normally it is measuring my body temperature, but if I remove it and let it cool down for 10 minutes, it will tell me the ambient temperature. But combining it with the barometer widget, the watch also gives you alert if there is a sudden pressure drop indicating a storm. Like this watch also lets you control your iPhone camera, and other than that the action cams to start and stop the recording from really far away and monitor your shots really easily. So in that case it acts also as a GPS remote. So you can also put your GPS logs inside the video if you are doing a trail running or trail biking. You can also put it inside your hiking feet to show how slow you're walking because of all the talking we are doing. One other feature that I use a lot is the voice notes on this watch. So I can just go and record, remind me to buy some milk later. And like, you won't realize it, but it's pretty convenient because when you are on hikes and run, suddenly ideas hit you other than buying milk. And when you finish it, it gives you stats like pace, health track, heart rate data, recovery time on the watch that you can dive really deeper in the Zepp app. To see how it compares in the term of tracking, here is a route I use for tracking and here is the Amazfit generated route, which when you compare is pretty accurate. Given the perfect tracking record, it's also a perfect partner for your runs. And you also have option to share your running data across other social media platforms and apps like Strava. Or you can choose from more than 170 sports mode, including water sports and something like chess. But in my case, it's the gym. Watch has a decent bit of exercise recognition, does support rep counter and also can automatically sense when you are in resting and in activity mode. So for this, like I did the 12 reps and this watch also recognized 12 reps, which is sometimes pretty accurate. And it was also able to recognize exercise being the bench press, but to test the rep counter and recognition better, we also tried bunch of more exercises. So this one, it also recognized as bench press, but with the correct reps. And for the butterfly, the reps were accurate, but it recognized it as a bent over row. And there was no recognition in the case of the chest supported kickbacks. Although in some activities where your wrist does not move, it cannot sense anything, just heart rate. So you have to start the exercise or interval rest manually, and to edit it you have to go to the Zepp app where you have option to edit all your workout, which is actually pretty great. For listening music, you can connect your earbuds to this watch to listen some offline music that can be stored internally, which you have to add as a MP3 track, which is kind of slow, or by Spotify third-party extensions on the watch. Or you can always control your smartphone music using this watch. And you can also use the ZeppFlow assistant based on ChatGPT to access bunch of useful information. How much chicken do I need to eat daily for my protein intake?
Could you please share your weight or daily protein goal?
Weight is 80 kgs.
For 80 kilograms, you generally need 160 g protein daily. That's about 3,800 g cooked chicken breast, depending on your activity.
Which works great in a bunch of scenarios. There is also an option to add your QR or barcode based membership cards on the watch, like supermarkets, gym, and many more. And you can use the Zepp Pay app on the watch to pay by NFC if you are connected to your smartphone. It does not support all the banks, so if your bank is not listed there, you can actually download the Curve app and add the new debit card into it. So this brings us to the final verdict. What would I use this watch for? Let's start with the hiking. This watch has a great battery if I use it with the GPS on, and the battery saver, it can last up to 2 to 3 days, so I can use it for a longer hike and use it for the navigation. And without the hiking, it lasts up to 8 to 10 days. The features like thermometer, barometer, compass make it more handy to have, and with the features like Spi O2, heart rate, stress monitoring, I can keep a glimpse on my body vital stats. And as a solo hiker who uses DJI action cams, having a GPS and remote is actually pretty handy. I've been also using it for my workout, pairing it with the Zepp coach, which sometimes gives me training little more intense heart rate. I think it's mean cardio, but who does that? Moving on with the exercise recognition, rep counter and interval rest, it is actually really easy to log my workout, which you cannot do with a normal fitness band, although the recognition is not perfect in any watch. I like running with this watch, but here I miss the route creation on the watch. On hikes, I like to go with a trusted route with reviews, so there I don't miss that feature that much. But inside the city, it would have been convenient to have this feature on watch. But you can do it on the Zepp app by creating the direct and backtrack route, which works really nice in the city. But the data you get about your runs is pretty detailed. You can dig deeper into them and also export and save the tracks, which is pretty impressive. And lastly, I do like to wear it with my normal watch, being a fan of round dial watches, and these customizable watch faces are pretty amazing, although you have to pay for some of them. And its payment, offline music, support with earbuds connection, and ChatGPT for the journal info or to summarize and reply to text, or using voice and keyboards for the reply is convenient when your phone is far away. The food tracker, which I used to track some complex food, it was able to track even the basic ingredients, which is really impressive. So if you like to log your food, this one is for you. And also the biocharge and the sleep data is pretty detailed. For now, I'll keep using and abusing it. So if you have any question, do drop them in the comments and do let me know if you will prefer a T-Rex or a Garmin over it. And do like and subscribe to the channel if you like the travel and functional tech gear reviews, and I'll see you in the next one.